Waters from Exceeding Joy. Our scripture this week is Galatians 5, verse 22 to 23. But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, long-suffering, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Against such there is no law. Today we want to look at the aspect of self-control. On Sunday, the 4 versions of the Bible that we read, the first 2 just simply say self-control. The 3rd version says, able to marshal and direct our energies wisely. And the 4th version said, and being the boss over our own desires. 2 Timothy 1 verse 7 in the English Standard Translation says, for God gave us a spirit not of fear, but of power and love and self-control. Some versions say self-discipline, sound mind, sound judgment, and temperance. So all of those things are really very similar. And self-control requires a partnership with God and a renewing of our mind. Renewing our mind is so important. Choosing God's way is freeing. Very freeing. And what it does is it's like it feeds our spirit man within, and it starves our flesh, not starving it as in food, but starving the negative emotions that want to rise up. If someone says something negative and you rehearse it, you're feeding it. And I want to read a Cherokee tale to you that I thought demonstrates this very well. It says, one evening an old Cherokee told his grandson about a battle that goes on inside people. He said, my son, the battle is between 2 wolves inside us all. One is evil. It is anger, envy, jealousy, sorrow, regret, greed, arrogance, self-pity, guilt, resentment, inferiority, lies, false pride, superiority, and ego. The other is good. It is joy, peace, love, hope, serenity, humility, kindness, benevolence, empathy, generosity, truth, compassion, and faith. The grandson thought about it for a moment and then asked his grandfather, which wolf wins? The old Cherokee simply replied, the one you feed. And isn't that true? When we look at what we think upon, if we think negative thoughts, more negative thoughts rush in, and those negative thoughts are strengthened and doesn't take long and we're angry. But if we think good thoughts, and if someone insults us, say, it's easy to start going, who do they think they are? And gee, I don't like this about their life, and and it just goes on and on and on. But if we choose to forgive them and ask God to heal our hearts, then we're free from all that negativity. And that negativity will rule us. It wants to grab hold of us and pull us. There's a great quote by Frank Outlaw that says, watch your thoughts because they become your words. Watch your words because they become your actions. Watch your actions because they become your habits. Watch your habits because they become your character, and it becomes your destiny. So we choose to walk in the freedom that God provided for us through the cross of Jesus Christ, or it's like bite the bait of the enemy for all that negativity. Choose God's way. Choose to renew your mind. And the scripture talks about renewing the mind by the washing of the water of the word. And it's like the more we think positive thoughts, the more, and it's not just positive thoughts, but God thoughts. Think about doing life God's way and partnering with Him. That is what will make a difference in our lives. I have 2 challenges for you today. The first one is choose to reject all negative thoughts today. Now, that can be a tough challenge. So if all of a sudden you realize you're thinking about this negative thought and you've been thinking about it for 5-10 minutes, at least now that you're aware, as soon as you're aware of it, refuse it, cast it down. and just say no and choose a positive one. And that's actually your second challenge. I'm getting ahead of myself. Replace each negative thought with a positive one. See, if we don't replace it, we've got nothing, no battle. Like if our minds are empty, they're going to be filled. So if we have a negative thought and we choose to cast that down, we are going to choose to replace it with a positive thought. And just an example, like maybe someone was rude to you today. You cast down the negative thoughts that you have towards that person, and then you can start thinking and dialoguing with God and say, God, I don't know what's going on with so-and-so, that maybe they're having a good day. I just pray that you would bless them. I pray that you would help them in their need. I pray that you would encourage them. And see, all of a sudden you go from being angry to feeling uplifted, and you will make a difference in that other person's life. Whatever the thoughts are, partner with God and think those positive thoughts. So bless you as you renew your mind today. We'll see you tomorrow.